So welcome to 6.1. In 6.1, we're going to do something called finding the percent of a number, and we're going to use the fraction method. In a later one, we'll use decimals. So change 50% to a fraction. All right, well, we learned that 50% is 50 out of 100, which is 5/10, which is the fraction 1/2, right? You don't have to show your work with that if you understand that 50% is always half of it. This is 1/2 times 16. Now half of 16 is 8, or you could cancel, but you could cancel because it's 16 over 1, and so half of 16 is 8. I just said that. What is half of 16? Right, 1/2 times 16. What is 50% of 16? So it also is 8. Right, if you know that 50% is 1/2, then this number 2 is all you have to do. So one of the keys to today's method is that you've memorized that 50% is a half, that 25% is what? 1/4, 75% is 3/4. If you've got those things memorized, then today's method is a good method for you. If you don't, then you're stuck going slower with the decimal method, which is not today. All right, so to find percent of a number, 50% of 24, since 50% is 20 is 1/2, it's half of 24, and half of 24 is 12, right? 2 into 24 goes 12 times. Half of 24 is 12. Find 25% of 24, it's 1/4 times 24, which is 6. 75% is 3/4 of 24. Now that may be the one you can't do in your head, right? But 1/4 is 6, so 3 of those fourths is 18, right? 1/4 is 6, 2/4, or 1/2, is 12, and 3/4 is 3 times 6, 18. 4/4 would be 100%, would be 24. Sandy earned 80% on her test. If there were 25 questions on the test, how many did she get correct? Well, 80%, right? If you've memorized that 80% is 8/10. Now you could use 4/5 as well, all right? But we're going to do 80% is 8/10. Then you can cancel. 5 goes into 10 twice. 5 goes into 25 5 times, and 2 cancels also with this 8. So if you made it 4/5 right off the bat, you would go a little faster. But she got 20 questions correct. Oh, got to spell questions correctly. She got 80% is 8/10 or 4/5, and 4/5 times 25 is 20. She got 20 questions correct out of the 25, which means how many did she get wrong? She must have gotten 5 of the questions wrong. Find 10% of 30, right? 10% is 10 out of 100, but we're just going to memorize the fact that that simplifies to 1/10. 1/10 times 30 is 3, right? You just take away a 0. 1/10 times 30, 10% of 30 is 3. 10% of 70, well, just take away a 0. It's 7. Here's the math, 1/10 times 70. But 10% of 130, same thing. 1/10 times 130, we're just taking away a 0, and it's 13. 10% of 2,400, let's just not waste our time, it's 240. So you can do 10% in your head. You take away, if it ends in a 0, you just take that 0 away. But say it was, right, 129, you would just move the decimal point, it would be 12.9. If it was 2,401, it would be 240.1 for 10%. It is that easy. A shirt that normally sells for $40 has been marked down 30%. How much will we save? All right, so now, what's 10%? 10% is 4. 20% is 8, and 30%, the answer here is $12. Now, right, because if you can do 10% in your head, right, 10% is 4, then 20% is times 2, 30% is times 3. So This method today allows you to do percents in your head. Like when you're in a store, you'll notice that most of the discounts are 10, 20, 30% because you can find 10% in your head and then multiply by 2 or 3 in your head. That makes it easy for shoppers. But the math here is this. It's 31/100ths, which simplifies to 3/10, times 40. 10 goes into 40. 4 times 3 times 4, $12. So let's make sure we understand what I just said. 10%, right, would be 4. And 20% then would be 8. And 30% of 40, we're doing 12. And 40% would be 16. And 50%, half of it, would be 20, right, and so on. Right, 100% of 60 is 60, right? Please, 100% is 1. Right? You don't need to show this work. It's 1 times 60. Right? Because it's 100 out of 100, which is 1. 100% of 72 is 72. 200% then is twice as much. Right? It is 14. 100% of 7 is 7. Now, if you want to see the math, 200 out of 100 times 7. That's what goes on, but that just becomes 2, and 2 times 7 is 14. 300% is 3 times 25. It's 75, right? Because it's 300 out of 100 times 25. 3 times 25 is 75. So let's practice. 10% of 90 is just 9. 10% of 120 is just 12. 10% of 3,000 is 300. The Eagles won 50% of their games. If they played 46 games, how many did they win? They won half their games. Whoops, 46. Right? Well, what is half of 46? It is 23. They won 23 games. Sarah earned a 70% on her test. If there are 20 questions, how many on the test, how many did she get correct? So 7/10, right? 70 out of 100 simplifies to 7/10. Cancel. And she got 14 correct. She got 6 wrong. Let's write 14 correct. Since this is a word problem, there should be a word on it. 100% of 170 is 170. 300% of 12 is 3 times 12, 36. 100% of 12 is 12. A survey, 25% of students said they like soccer better than baseball. If 200 students were surveyed, how many said they prefer soccer? So we need 25%, 1/4 of 200, and 4 goes into 25 times, so this is 50. So 50 students said they preferred soccer better than baseball. Good luck on the homework.